The decision between Torrance and Redondo Beach usually looks simple from far away. More house and school district confidence in Torrance, more coastal pool and beach proximity in Redondo. But the real choice is not that clean, because on a normal weekday, this decision shows up in smaller places. Whether your team can get to a meaningful hangout without you driving, whether your school community becomes your social map, whether the last mile home still feels like work, and whether the beach is part of your actual week or just something you tell yourself you live nearby. I'm going to help you compare Torrance and Redondo Beach the way I would compare them for a serious relocating family. Schools, commute, home functionality, beach access, and what each city asks you to give up. If you're already weighing these two for a real move, call me using the contact information in the description. I'll help you pressure test the right city, the right pocket, and the daily trade-offs before you start falling in love with the listings. And if you want more South Bay breakdowns that make relocation decisions clearer, subscribe to this channel. I'm Hernandez, and here's the cleanest way I'd frame it. Torrance is the stronger answer if your household is trying to protect space, structure, school path clarity, and less of a performance-driven family week. Redondo Beach is the stronger answer if you are willing to trade some housing efficiency for a stronger coastal identity, more public outdoor life, and a city where the water, the pier, the village, and the school all pull your family into the open. That sounds straightforward until you start living it, because Torrance is not automatically easier and Redondo is not automatically more fun. Torrance can still put you on big arterials like Hawthorne, Sepulveda, or near the Del Amo Spine. Redondo can still give you a very suburban inland life in North Redondo, especially if your day is organized around Artesia, school drop-offs, Perry Park, and freeway access instead of the sand. So the question is not which city is better. The question is which city protects the parts of your week that are the hardest to replace. Start with schools, because for families, schools are not just schools. They become the calendar, the parent network, the sports schedule, the volunteer pathway, the playdate map, and eventually the first layer of your belonging. In Torrance, the school district has a very large footprint. Many elementary campuses, multiple middle schools, 4 high schools, and a city-wide parent structure that can make the district feel like the central civic institution. That gives relocating families something valuable, a sense that family life is supported by a broad, established structure. In neighborhoods like West Torrance, Southwood, Walteria, Riviera, Old Torrance, and North Torrance, the school zone often shapes the community almost as much as the house does. What that means for you is predictability. If you want your kids' lives to be organized around school events, sports fields, PTA roles, district traditions, and repeated contact with the same families, Torrance can make that easier to build. But there is a cost. The parent culture can be very structured. Volunteering, communication systems, campus access, and social participation are not always casual. If you're coming from a place where community happens more organically, Torrance may feel welcoming but procedural. Redondo Beach has its own school confidence, but it plays differently. RBUSD has a tighter geography, and the city's family life is strongly shaped by the elementary boundaries, the North and South Redondo split, and the eventual citywide convergence at Redondo Union High School. In the younger years, your experience can feel very local. Later, the social map broadens. That can be a real advantage if you want your kid's identity tied to a beach city schools culture with a strong outdoor lifestyle around it. But Redondo's school life does not erase the household trade-off. You may be in the same district, but the day-to-day difference between North Redondo and South Redondo is massive. North Redondo can give you more practical space and easier regional movement. South Redondo can give you more coastal access and walkable identity, but usually with tighter lots, older homes, parking compromises, or a higher cost for the same amount of house. That is the first real fork. Would you rather protect school and space confidence even if the beach is less present in your weekday? Or would you rather protect coastal access and public outdoor life even if the house has to work harder? Tell me in the comments, Torrance for space and structure or Redondo for beach access and coastal daily life? And if you want help applying that choice to your actual move, text me using the contact information in the description. I'll help you narrow the cities and pockets that match your school needs, commute patterns, and housing expectations. Now let's talk commute, because this is where a lot of buyers misread the South Bay. Torrance can be easier if your work life points towards the 405, aerospace, logistics, regional job centers, or inland movement. North Torrance in particular can buy back time because you are positioned closer to the freeway access and practical commercial corridors. Central Torrance and the Del Amo area can also make errands feel compressed. Shopping, dining, library, mall access, medical needs, parks, and daily services are all close enough to reduce small task fatigue. But Torrance is wide. It can feel calm once you're inside the right residential pocket, but getting there may still mean negotiating major corridors. Hawthorne is not a gentle road. Sepulveda is useful, but it is still a major east-west spine. PCH can feel like the threshold into a more coastal version of the South Bay, but it is also part of the daily traffic language here. So Torrance rewards people who can tolerate the longer road approach in exchange for a quieter landing at home. Redondo's commute logic is split. North Redondo is the practical commuter play. It is not beachfront, and that matters emotionally, but it can be very useful if you want access to the 405, LAX adjacent movement, the South Bay Galleria area, and daily errands along Artesia. For a high-earning household with a heavy work week, North Redondo can be a smart compromise. Redondo schools, more interior functionality, better commuter positioning, but less immediate beach life. South Redondo is different. It gives you the stronger coastal payoff. The Esplanade, the Pier, King Harbor, Veterans Park, the Riviera Village, and Sunday Farmers Market in the Village, the Thursday Market by the Sea, and a lifestyle where outdoor public spaces can become part of your week instead of a weekend reward. But the deeper you go into that coastal experience, the more you need to accept beach city constraints. Tighter parking, older housing stock in some areas, smaller lots, higher premium for location, and more traffic pressure around the places everyone else wants to use. That is why I do not like lazy comparisons that say Torrance is practical and Redondo Beach is lifestyle. Torrance has real lifestyle. Torrance Beach, Wilson Park, Madrona Marsh, Old Torrance, the Hollywood Riviera Edge, the Farmers Market, youth sports, and neighborhood-based school life. Redondo has real practicality. North Redondo, Adams Middle School pathways, inland parks, Artesia, larger homes that you may find closer to the water, and commuter convenience that surprises people who only picture the pier. The real difference is where each city places the reward. Torrance often rewards the private side of life first. The house can be more functional, the lot may breathe more, the garage, storage, yard, and school logistics may feel more forgiving. In areas like Southwood, Marble Estates, Walteria, or parts of West Torrance, your home life can feel more protected from the constant visibility of the beach cities. That matters when you have kids, gear, sports bags, aging parents, visiting, 2 careers, and a calendar that does not need extra drama. Redondo often rewards the shared side of life first. The Pier, King Harbor, Veterans Park, Riviera Village, Hopkins Wilderness Park, Alta Vista Park, Seaside Lagoon, and the beach create a city where your family's memories may happen outside of the home more often. If your kids are wired for biking, surfing, walking, sports fields, harbor activity, and public rituals, Redondo gives them a strong sense of place. But if you are the kind of buyer who wants a larger private yard, easier parking, and more separation from tourist or coastal activity, Redondo may ask more than you expect. Housing is where the decision gets very real. In Torrance, you may be comparing a single-family home in an established residential neighborhood against a townhome or smaller property closer to the lifestyle anchors. You may choose Old Torrance for walkability and historic character, but give up yard and parking ease. You may choose Plaza Del Amo for lower maintenance convenience and access to Wilson Park and Del Amo, but accept HOA governance and a less emotionally distinct neighborhood feel. You may choose Walteria or Southwood for residential calm and school proximity, but give up spontaneous walk out the door dining. In Redondo, the split is sharper. North Redondo can mean tall and skinny homes, townhomes, duplexes, older single family tracts, or larger suburban filling lots in certain areas. It can make financial and functional sense for families who want Redondo schools without paying the full coastal premium. South Redondo can mean beach cottages, ocean adjacent condos and townhomes, hillside homes, or new construction shaped by the value of the land. The closer you get to the water, Riviera Village, the Pier, or the Esplanade, the more the house is competing with location. So I would ask it this way: do you want the house to carry more of your quality of life, or do you want the city around the house to carry more of it? If the answer is the house, Torrance deserves a very serious look. If your home needs to absorb homework, grandparents, sports gear, 2 home offices, dinner with neighbors, and teenagers coming in and out, the practical upside can be enormous. You are not choosing boring, you are choosing capacity. If the answer is the city around the house, Redondo may be worth the stretch. When the Thursday market at Veterans Park, Sunday in Riviera Village, walks near the water, youth sports at Alta Vista, Harbor Days, and the pier become part of your family's actual life, the smaller home can feel less limiting because the city gives you more places to spill into. But you have to be honest about your temperament. Torrance fits the family that wants school confidence, home functionality, and a calmer residential base more than constant coastal stimulation. It also fits professionals who want a cleaner boundary between work intensity and home life, even if the road home still includes major corridors. Redondo fits the family that wants outdoor life to be easier to say yes to. It fits households that are comfortable using public spaces heavily, seeing familiar faces around town, and letting the beach city environment shape how their kids grow up. It also fits couples who would rather have a smaller private footprints if it means the neighborhood gives them more movement, more air, and more reasons to leave the house. The mismatch happens when buyers borrow someone else's dream. A Torrance buyer gets frustrated when they expected beach city immediacy but actually bought a structured family suburb with a coastal edge. A Redondo buyer gets frustrated when they paid for coastal identity but still needed more garage, yard, parking, and privacy than the property could realistically provide. Before I would choose either one, I'd run 3 tests. Do the school morning during the real commute window, not just the drive to campus, but the emotional residue afterwards. Do the beach test from the actual house. In Torrance, is Torrance Beach or the Riviera Edge close enough that you would use it, or is it more symbolic than practical? In Redondo, is the water close enough to justify the home trade-off, or are you paying for an idea you will only use on weekends? And do the house function test with your least glamorous day. Laundry, groceries, sports pickup, homework, dinner, parking, tomorrow's backpack, and one tired parent trying to get home. That day will tell you more than the open house. And if you want help matching your school priorities, commute patterns, housing needs, and beach expectations to the right choice between Torrance and Redondo Beach, call or text me using the contact information below. I'll help you narrow down the decision before you spend months touring homes that look good online but do not support your actual life. If you're still comparing South Bay options, subscribe for more practical city and neighborhood breakdowns that help you choose with confidence. And if you are not ready to talk yet, watch the next South Bay comparison breakdown so that you can keep using the same filter: schools, commute, housing function, and the kind of weekday you are really trying to protect. And if this helped you see the trade-offs more cleanly, hit the like button. I'm Hernandez, and I will see you in the next video.